Good morning, everybody. I want to say thanks for joining me. We're going to dig into the Bible. This is the devotional for Wednesday. It's what I'm coming to call Wisdom Wednesday, just trying to pull something out of the book of Proverbs mainly and give us something just ever so practical to live by. And so here we are. We're going to go at it. We're going to be in the book of Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 17. All right, here it goes. People who accept discipline are on the pathway to life, but those who ignore correction will go astray. Seems simple enough, right? Guys, this is an important fact, and it really all comes down to pride. It really does. When we have a lot of pride, or more than we ought to have, more than we have any business having, that's probably a good way to say it, we have problems. We don't want to take what people have to say to us, whether it's advice, whether it's a correction, whatever it is, we just don't receive it. It could be our boss, it could be our parents, it could be our siblings, it could be our kids. Grief. How often, do we hear something from our kids and we just kind of dismiss it out of hand? Simple fact is that if we've raised them halfway decently, even by the time they're a toddler, they've got a good grasp on it. They've got a decent moral compass. And so we need to be humble enough to listen to whatever somebody says and just consider it. Stop and think, okay, is this true for me? Am I really this way? And so we've got to be able to humble ourselves. And for that, man, that takes God. We really got to go to Him. We've got to be able to go to God and just pray and say, God, I see this pride in my life. I don't like taking advice. I don't like receiving correction. I don't like any of that, God, and I just respond badly. And so, God, change me, humble me, help me to accept advice when I need it. So, Father, just please help me. And you'd be surprised how often God will absolutely honor that prayer. He comes into our life and He'll do things. He'll work in our heart and He'll try the easy ways, I think, first. Almost always is He'll just say, okay, you asked to do this. Okay, so you start working on it in your heart. You start opening yourself up to this correction, this whatever. And He'll have opportunities come in where somebody will come and say, hey, you need to fix this, or you need to do this right, or you need to stop saying that. Whatever it is. There's lots of those opportunities. But if we don't, that's when God has to start using hard methods for us to learn. And being humbled is never a fun thing. It usually involves humiliation. But when we take those lessons to heart, hopefully the easy way, but whichever way it happens, when we take those lessons to heart, we get that humility, we can start receiving corrections. Suddenly, the world opens up for us. We become a better worker, we become a better parent, we become a better friend, we become a better husband, wife. Whatever the relationship is, whatever the task is, we can get better at it. There's somebody who knows something you don't. And so we need to be open to that. It's the idea of someone who's seasoned being willing to accept advice, whether it's from someone who's also seasoned, maybe even more seasoned, or maybe someone who's just a beginner and he just happened to notice something that you hadn't. And so we can learn. And that's it. We just need to have an attitude where we're ready to learn from whatever source we can get it. It really takes humility. So remember that. People who accept discipline are on the pathway to life, but those who ignore correction will go astray. Guys, I don't want to go astray. I don't want to be led off the path that God has for me, and I hope you don't either. So I just want to encourage you to cultivate an attitude of humility and willingness to receive correction. All right, guys, that's all for today. I love you, and I will see you next time. Bye.